we will then introduce our last speaker, and that is a very important introduction from, we have to say, really one of the biggest countries in the world, namely from China. So we will listen to Dr. Yizhou Zhang, and she is a professor and director of the Department of Pediatric Oncology in Sun Yat-Sen University, SYSU, Cancer Center, and also deputy chairman of the Blood Disease Translational Research Committee and standing committee member of the Hematological Tumor Committee and Chinese Anti-Cancer Association. So she will talk about the pediatric cancer essential medicines and medication and innovation in China. So we are very, very happy that you could join us today and sincerely look forward to your presentation. So the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Today, I'm very glad to take part in this virtual OncoDaily virtual forum. It's my pleasure. So my topic is the pediatric cancer essential medications and the innovation medications in China. So it's my outline. I will introduce common chemotherapy agent in pediatric cancer, liposomal agent, targeted therapy of antibody, a checkpoint inhibitor, and the first-in-class bio-specific antibodies in China, and the small molecular targeted drugs, epigenetic drugs in pediatric patient treatment, and the support care in pediatric oncology, and others like the FMO. So this slide showed many the conventional chemotherapy in China. It is all covered by the medical insurance, and we also have the now the Neurolabin. Neurolabin is produced by Chinese company, and we led a clinical trial about the efficacy and the safety of Neurolabin injection in patients with T-cell, T lymphoblastic leukemia and T lymphoblastic lymphoma. That's the multi-center clinical trial, and I'm the leading PI in China. So in China, we also use the liposomal agent in pediatric patients. It's the innovations in toxicity reduction. So in China, we have doxorubicin, toxin and irinotecan. Doxorubicin, we have completed the phase 1 study and published our data. And now we are ongoing the doxorubicin liposomal combined with irinotecan versus VIT regimen in the treatment of pediatric rhabdomyosarcoma. And another liposomal agent is liposomal Maxtron. And we completed the phase 1 study, and now we summarized our data, and then we are conduct the phase 1 clinical trial. To the this clinical trial is VIM combined with VIT in pediatric patients in the relapsed and refractory soft tissue sarcoma. And in recent years, we also have the liposomal irinotecans, and we also carry out the clinical trial in pediatric patients. So the it's irinotecan liposomes combined with temozolomide and with crystallizing in the treatment of the pediatric patient with the solid tumor. So this is the data with of the phase 1 study of the liposomal doxorubicin. And we can see RP2D recommend dose is 30 milligram, and we can see we use this drug combined with CTX and the VCR. The ORR rate was 50%, and the DCR is 92%. And 12 patients achieved CR. And even sarcomas, rhabdoid sarcomas, and the Wilms tumors have good effect. And we also detect the biomarkers, and the TP53 BCOL and stage 2 mutation were associated with the worst PFS. And this data we published in the last year in the eClinical Medicine journal. So let's introduce the targeted therapy of antibody in China. Now we have the anti-CD20 antibody and rituximab is imported in 1998 to China, and now, but in recent 10 years, Chinese drug company produced the Honeycomb and others, the anti-CD antibodies, and now many pediatric patients, especially the mature B-cell lymphomas, we use the domestic CD20 antibodies. And we also have the brentuximab in China and anti-CD79 molecular antibody in China. And now we will conduct the clinical trial in the use the glofitamab with the CD20 and the CD3 bispecific antibody used in the mature relapse and refractory mature B-cell non-Hodgkin lymphoma. So this is the international multi-center clinical trial, and I am the leading PI in China. And we also have the anti-GD2 molecular antibody, the nextumomab, and then nextumomab beta in China. So here is the blinatumomab. It's more than 20 clinical trial in China, and some published the data, and some the clinical trial is ongoing. It's many covered the pediatric and young adult patient. And so this is published data from multi-center in China. Used blinatumomab, and the patient aged from 15 years to 65 years. So here the anti-GD2 monoclonal antibody clinical trial in China. For the brentuximab beta in China, we have 2 clinical trial. One is complicated as a phase 1 study to evaluate the safety and the pharmacokinetics of this drug in Chinese patient with high-risk neuroblastoma, and another is now is recruiting the patient now. And for the nextumomab in China, now we have 3 clinical trial. One is adding nextumomab in treatment of pediatric high-risk or refractory relapse neuroblastoma. I am the leading PI. So you can see this is our clinical trial design. We use nextumomab combined or without PD-1 antibodies to treat the higher risk or the recurrent or refractory neuroblastoma, and where the primary endpoint is ORR. The second endpoint is DCR, EFS, OS, and adverse event. Until now, we have enrolled about 100 patients. So we think after 2 years, 2 years follow-up, we can summarize the data about this clinical trial. So this is the checkpoint inhibitors. We have pembrolizumab, nivolumab, and atezolizumab in China. But we also have a domestic agent. Now we have about 17 PD-1 antibody produced by Chinese drug company now is available in China. So we also have the in-class drugs, the bispecific antibody, like PD-1 CTLA-4 bispecific antibody and the PD-1 VEGF biospecific antibodies. So in our center, we carry out 3 clinical trials. We used sintilimab plus AVD in pediatric low or moderate risk Hodgkin lymphoma. It's a phase 2 study, and we completed. And we also used the PD-1 antibody with the standard chemotherapy regimen as the adjuvant therapy for children and adolescents with intermediate or high risk rhabdomyosarcoma. This is the phase 1 and phase 2 clinical trial. So we summarized the PD-1 and the PD-L1 in children cancers, and then we design our clinical trial. Our team completed the first phase 1 study of the Chinese domestic PD-1 inhibitor of in pediatric tumor in China. So this is published data. You can see the Chinese domestic PD-1 antibody is safe in the pediatric patient. We used in the NKT cell lymphoma, diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, even sarcoma, and the thymomas. And so some people get CR and PR, and the drug is well tolerated, and about 90% patients experienced at least one treated related adverse events, but no treated related serious adverse event occurred. So we use this drug, the Chinese domestic PD-1 inhibitor to combined with the chemotherapy to treat patients with rhabdomyosarcoma. And now we have completed the phase 1 study, which included 20 patients. So we can see no DLT was observed at any of the dose group, and the pathological CR is 33%, and no immuno-related adverse events were of the most of the immuno-related adverse events were of grade 1 or 2. Now the phase 2 clinical trial is a multi-center. Now it's ongoing. So you can see other Chinese centers use PD-L1 to treat the tissue sarcomas, and some have published data. So we also have the bio-specific antibodies, the PD-1 CTLA-4, and the company now discuss with our pediatric oncologist. We discuss what maybe these new drugs will be first in class, have the potential to treat patients with pediatric cancers. So this is the Chinese bio-specific antibodies. We are planning to carry out the clinical trial in the pediatric tumor patient. So here is the small molecular targeted drugs. We have a BCL2 inhibitors. You can see this is in China. Some centers carry out the clinical trial, and we also have domestic agent APG 2575 for clinical trial in leukemia or solid tumor like neuroblastoma. So the APG 115 along or in combination with APG 2575 in children with refractory or recurrent neuroblastoma and solid tumor now is ongoing. So I am the leading PI of this clinical trial. And we also have ABL TKI inhibitors, which is we have a domestic agent like dasatinib or elvarobatinib. It's also produced by the Chinese drug companies, and we also have the clinical trials which published the data on the last year, the ASH meetings abstract, and we also used the second generation TKI dasatinib to treated patients with pH positive ALL, and the data have been published in JAMA Oncology in 2020. This was a Chinese doctor leading these clinical trials. And we also have the ALK inhibitors used in pediatric cancers. The first generation, we also have the domestic drug anacritinib, and the second generation alectinib, and the third generation lorlatinib. And some drugs have been carry out the clinical trial in pediatric patient with ALK fusion positive solid or CNS tumors. So this retinib therapy for relapse or refractory of ALK positive AL cell children is carried out by our center. I'm the leading PI, and we have finished these clinical trials. 9 patients with ALK positive AL cell was enrolled, and we can see the OR is 100%, and the safety is good. So this data we have summarized and submitted to the high quality journals now. So NTRK inhibitor is also used in pediatric cancer in China. So we have lorlatinib, entrectinib, and etc. We also have the second generation drugs, which produced by Chinese drug company like TQB 3811, ICP 723, which is carried out. The clinical trial is ongoing. The study of the ICP 723, we have 2 clinical trial. I'm also the leading PI of these 2 clinical trial, and we have completed the phase 1 study of the children cohort and adolescent cohort, and we have submitted this data to the CELP meeting in these years. We also reported lorlatinib resistance in Chinese pediatric tumor, and which published in 2023 in Annals Oncology, and this work is this is our team's work. So in China, we also use anti-angiogenic drugs in pediatric cancers. We have bevacizumab and pazopanib, and we also have the domestic drug like apatinib, lenvatinib, and tinib. We also have many several clinical trials in use these drugs to treat patients with soft tissue tumor like rhabdomyosarcomas. You can see it and neuroblastoma. You can see apatinib combined with IT regimen for the treatment of recurrent or refractory pediatric neuroblastoma is ongoing now, and we have enrolled 111 patients now, and we summarized the interim data to the ANR meeting this year, and we have get an email that we will give oral presentation in this May. So we all some hospital in China also carry out the clinical trial, use PD-1 or PD-L1 inhibitor and lenvatinib in the hepatoblastoma patient. Also, here are the anti-angiogenic drugs. The clinical trial, we can see the even sarcoma and use with the refractory or and other refractory sarcoma. So this work, this phase 1 clinical trial is carried out by our team. We used anlotinib to treat patients with recurrent or refractory sarcoma. So this work is complicated. Now we are complicated minor revision, and I think it promising to publish in the high quality journals. We used anlotinib to the refractory or recurrent sarcomas, all is used as the maintenance treatment in this patient. And in this cohort, with the 11 cases remain the disease free. 2-year PFS is about 61%, and the 2-year OS with 90%. So now we designed the phase 2 clinical trial to use anlotinib to treat the patient with the rhabdomyosarcoma as the maintenance therapy. So other inhibitors in China is available is mTOR inhibitors, EZH2 inhibitors, and PARP inhibitors, BRAF inhibitors, and some many of these are the domestic drugs and the MET inhibitors, and we also have the CDK4/6 inhibitors, and some is carry out clinical trials in the metastatic sarcomas, including the adolescent patient. And we also have the MDM2 inhibitors. It's APG115. So use this the new drugs. We carry out a clinical trial and to the patient with recurrent or refractory neuroblastoma or other solid tumor in children, and with the APG2575. So in this clinical trial, we have enrolled 16 patients. So we also have the Merck inhibitors. So we also use the HDAC inhibitor, the epigenetic drugs, to treat patients with tumor. So here the clinical trial carried out in China, which concluded the lymphoma and other solid tumors. This clinical trial is conducted by our team. We use the domestic HDAC inhibitor to treat patients. Combined is with ectopic with a patient to treat a patient with recurrent or refractory neuroblastoma, and we have enrolled 50 patients and are reported in the ESCO and the self meetings. So we have managed some supportive care in pediatric oncology, like the ondansetron oral solute film, and for patient, and we have also some drug to support some drug to as the hematologic support, like GHG CSF, PEG CSF, etc., and others like TPO, short time or long time, or TPO RA. This drug also have carry out the clinical trial in children, in pediatric patients. We have completed some clinical trial, and some clinical trial is ongoing now. So we also have DFMO in China in these years, and I'm responsible for the clinical trial of DFMO in the neuroblastoma patient in China. So I use one slide introduce the China pediatric drug reimbursement policy. We can see 10 critical disease like leukemia, congenital heart is covered by our government, and some commercial insurance have a very covered many patients, like CAR T, like RNDL excluded drugs. So patients, the children can benefit from this policy. So that's thank you for listening. That's my introduction. Thank you.
Zhang,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I think you gave us a very comprehensive overview, and I'm super happy to learn about the progress. So congratulations to you and your team as well. So I will have to leave you now, but I just wanted to make a more general remark. What really made me happy today is, of course, that we are all focused on both survival and also how survivorship is going to look like in the future. And I think we have so much present in our mindset that 90% of the people living or actually getting cancer, of the 400,000 per year, is living in low and middle income settings. And it's been mentioned by several of you. And only 30% of those in those kind of settings are really getting to the point of survival. So we have a huge disparity. And I think the way you have laid out all your interventions today is really showcasing the common objective of all of us. And I would say also the common objective of what we have focused on in the platform. What you have also highlighted is the importance of stakeholders, of partnership, and the ability to change all of this if we change the access not only to care but also to medicines in an uninterrupted manner. So it's not enough to, of course, send the first vial to the countries, but also to have sustained support with high quality medicines.